Alright, so here's the thing, guys. If you want to find answers about your future, about anything, about yourself, you can do it, but be careful about the expectation trap, because there's a balance between confidence and uncertainty, right? So as soon as you find your answers about yourself, about the future, whatever it is, something that creates the possibility for an expectation, which you then grab yourself onto, that type of thing. In any circumstance in which that is present, you can allow, on accident, the restriction of your own experience, because when you see that future thing, even though it may be true, you begin to create it, right? You can do that, but it may be a less efficient pathway in terms of your higher mind, higher self, source energy, that type of thing, right? Because what, in essence, you're doing upon creating that expectation, which again is up to you, you then say that this is the best outcome, in which, in the grandest scheme of all, may not be the greatest outcome. So allow things to be uncertain. You got to be okay with that, right? And even though you may be getting the clearest channel vision in the world, doesn't really matter in that sense, because you still don't know how you're going to get to that path, right? So you can go ahead and fantasize about all those little visions that you have, all those dreams that you have, all the things that make you excited, because that's fine. But if you start expecting, you may find resistance, and that's key. You'll understand and you'll find this problem in your life because you'll feel the resistance. You'll feel a dissatisfaction, and that is every single negative response that we look at, right? When we have this tendency for some reason to find these negative belief systems, in which are totally fine to experience. They're totally fine. Anger, fear, whatever it is, totally fine to experience, except for some reason we don't experience it. We I'm going to feel this fear, but I'm not. I'm going to play around with it and waste my time for however long, in which if we were to just shine the light and say, look at this fear, I'm scared, okay, understanding it doesn't have to be there. We tend to play around with ourselves with this weird limited game. So here's the thing, guys. Go ahead and expect, but when you find that resistance in your life, allow it to pass through you and continue on with the higher mind's pathway, right? That's the whole perspective of highest excitement, expectation, and allowing things to happen while still being able to see something that you're curious about, but again, not creating the pathway for it to get there. So consider that one.